Hi everyone, how are you? I'm so sorry. I had some technical issues, but it's sorted now. I'm so sorry for keeping you guys waiting. How are you all doing? I'm doing fine. How are you? How's everyone? So today we'll continue our lessons, the simple, compound, and complex sentences. Last week we had the first two, and then today we will finish up the lesson. But as usual, you have to log in using the aplusstudent.com. You know that. So you click on your names, you go to the language arts and go to grade 5. This class is for grade 5 up until grade 8. So if you're in grade 5, 6, 7, 8, you can join. So we will just continue the lesson that we started the last time. That was last week. Thank you so much. Yeah. So we did the first two, if you all remembered. Today we will just finish the last one. So let's see if everyone is here. So we will continue the lesson now. Hi Priyan. Okay, so the lesson is the sentence simple, compound, or complex? All right. Hi. All right. So, first of all, we need to note what a clause means. A clause is a group of words that contains both a subject and a predicate. So, a clause has the subject, has also the predicate. And under the clauses, we have independent clause and then we have the dependent clause. So, an independent clause is a complete thought. It can stand alone as a sentence. All right, so the independent clause is a complete thought and it can stand alone as a sentence. And then we have the dependent clause. It is not a complete thought, it cannot stand alone as a sentence. So we have some examples here. The first one is the oranges on our tree are ripe. Now, when we say the oranges on our tree are ripe, it is a clause that can stand alone because it is independent. We have the subject and we have the verb. So it's a complete sentence. Okay. Then we also have after we pick up Kelvin from work. Now, this one just says after we pick up Kelvin from work. We don't know what happens after we pick up Kelvin. What happens? Do we go shopping? Do we go to school? Or what? We have no idea. So it is a dependent clause because it cannot stand alone. It is missing some parts and it needs like some support. So that's what we mean by the dependent and the independent clauses. Then we have simple sentence. A simple sentence is made up of a single independent clause. So we already know what independent clauses are. They are complete thoughts and they could stand alone. So that is what a simple sentence is. It's a single independent clause. So, for example, we have Ben and I spent all day relaxing by the pool. Now, Ben and I is the subject, and spent all day relaxing is the predicate. So you see, it's a complete sentence. Okay, so just take note of the simple sentence, all right? So it is single independent clauses. And then we have some simple sentences have introductory phrases, but the introductory phrases is just like part of the predicates. It's usually part of the predicates. In the winter, Ben usually wears his heavy coats. Then Ben usually wears his heavy coat in the winter. All right? So that's it for like the simple sentence. We also have the compound sentences. Now let's just have a look at the compound sentence. So, what is the compound sentence? Compound sentence is made up of two independent clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction. I'm sure that we all know this. We know the coordinating conjunctions. We have four of them: and, but, or, so. So, there's just four. And the compound sentence is joined by two independent clauses. All right. So, remember that independent clauses can stand alone. So, they join the compound sentence. So, for example, we saw a flash of lightning. So, we have a comma and a conjunction. Seconds later, we heard the rumble of thunder. So, this is a compound sentence. All right. So, for the complex sentence, a complex sentence is made up of an independent clause and a dependent clause. That is the complex sentence. So it's the mixture of the dependent and independent. So the dependent clauses usually begins with a subordinating conjunction. So that is something you should take note of. The dependent clause begins with a subordinating conjunction such as after, although. All these over here are subordinating conjunctions. So a dependent clause will always start with any of this. All right. So it could start with because, it could start with before. And one thing with the dependent clauses, they could start the sentence or they could be like in the middle of the sentence. So it doesn't matter. It could be a starting of the sentence and it could be in the middle of the sentence. Okay. So, for example, we have if she ever gets the chance. So, now if is a subordinating conjunction, and then this part is a dependent. So, if she ever gets the chance, Terry would love to visit the Egyptian pyramids. So, that's it. So, that's everything about the simple sentence, the compound, and the complex. So, that's like everything. So, on the chat, you can give me some examples. Okay, you can give me some examples. It's fine, no problem. Give me some example, either a complex sentence, a compound sentence, or simple sentence. So you can make a choice and just send me some on the chats. Okay? So you can send me some of the sentences. All right. So if you have any, just share with me on the chat. So you can share with me like some of the sentences before we move on to the test. Okay, we have one. The sun was shining brightly, but it was still a bit chilly outside. So this is a compound sentence because we have the sun was shining brightly, but we have a comma. We have also a conjunction. It was still a bit chilly outside. Yeah, yours is a compound sentence, and that's correct. So the rest of you, if you have any sentence, you can share with us. Let's see your sentences. Okay, so we have more examples. Since it was raining outside, we decided to play board games instead. So your second sentence is a complex sentence. That's correct. The dog chased the squirrel through the park, and that is a simple sentence. Perfect. Hi, it's okay. You're not late. It's fine. We just started not long ago. Okay. So thank you for your sentences. We will move on to the test. But before we move on, you can let me know. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? You can tell me. Any question before we move on to the test? Okay, so I guess no questions. We will start the test now. All right, which is a compound sentence here? So we have two here. At the auction, several paintings by the famous artist were for sale, including one from Pablo Picasso. You can wipe up your spill with some paper towels, or you can use the sponge on the counter. So, what is the answer to this question? Is it option one or option two? So, which one over here? One or two? Okay, so you can share your answers. Let's see. Oh, sure, that's okay. You can have your dinner. All right, option two. Good. So we have, which is a simple sentence. Unless the weather forecast is wrong, you will probably need an umbrella tomorrow. Mr. Jones' afternoon lecture was about arts and culture in Germany before World War II. So, which is the simple sentence here? Which of these is the simple sentence? Nice, nice, Dina. So, what is the answer to this one? So, we have the second, because the first one starts with unless, and unless is a subordinating conjunction. So, if it's starting the sentence, then it is a complex. So, the second is the simple sentence. So, which is a compound sentence? I had an old token for my subway fare, but the new system only accepts paper fare cards. My fleece heart keeps my head and ears warm on even the coldest winter day. So, which is the compound sentence here? So, the first or the second? Compound sentence. Remember that compound sentences have the coordinating conjunctions, and we have only four coordinating conjunctions. Okay, so what's the compound? Option one. All right, thank you. So we have, which is a complex sentence. Because the leaves blocked the intense sun, it was cool underneath the forest canopy. The American badge, one of the fastest digging animal on the planet, can dig quickly through both soil and concrete. So this one, what is the complex sentence? What is the complex sentence here? Hmm. Okay, so what is the complex? All right, so the first one also, because it starts with because, and because is what? Subordinating conjunction. Okay, so which is a simple sentence here? So loyalty is one of many themes in Charlotte's work, E.B. White's classic novel. Cheetah might go to the science museum with Tommy, or she might go home alone. So, what do you think? The first or the second? So, which is the simple sentence over here? Yes, because it starts with because. Okay, so this one is also what? The first and second. So the first one, the comma here is just connected to the author's name. Okay, the second one has or, which is a coordinating conjunction. So this second sentence is a compound sentence. So it's the first one. Okay, let's do this one before we end. Okay. Complex sentence. Uncle Harry will keep snoring until he rolls over onto his stomach. Lucy and her sisters drew a map of the United States and hung it on the wall. So, which is this? What is the complex sentence here? Alright, so which will be the complex sentence? Okay, the complex sentence is the first because the first one has until, and until there stands for the subordinating. Okay, so that's it for the compound, complex, and the simple sentences. We did the first two last week and we just completed the last. If you haven't done this before, you have to make sure that you complete this test and the chapter. If you still need more help after the live, you can click on the chat button over here. So just click here and you can get more help. All right. So, yes. Do you have any questions before we finish? Do you guys have any questions? Okay. All right. I guess none. So, bye. Have a good weekend and see you guys next week. Take care of yourselves and bye. Bye. Okay. See you guys soon.